This is my how are you song. This is my how do you do song. And I'm so glad we are here. This is my I miss you song. This is my how can you do song. And I'm so glad we are here. And you know, George and Bill and Billy will come to visit. And I'm so glad we are here.
One more time.
This is my how are you song. This is my how do you song. And I'm so glad we are here. This is my I miss you song. This is my I love you song. And I'm so glad we are here. Yes, I'm so glad we are here.
Hello! Happy Wednesday, everyone. It is Wednesday, December 9th, and we're so happy that you could all be with us today.
I made this amazing puzzle.
Amelia has this amazing puzzle. I could lift the computer up. It's of My Little Ponies. So she worked on that today. And it was a beautiful day, so raise your hand and shout hooray if you went outside and played today. Should I keep rhyming for the rest of the day? Maybe, but nah. Anyway, what's outside your window? You go report back to me what's outside your window if you can see through the dark. And then I'll go look out my window and we'll get back together. Here we go.
I see lights.
Billy sees lights. Christmas lights?
I see
Street lights?
cars.
Lots of cars
And I
parked.
see people.
People, lights, cars parked. Sounds like we're in a city, which we are. I see that David Rediger has joined us, and my mom Kathy, and my dad Virgil, and my sister Katie, and Genesis is here with us. We are glad about all of you guys being here, and for all of you who aren't commenting, hi to you too. Now, what was outside your window? Katie says that she sees a possum outside of her window, and yes, she is visiting the farm, and there could possibly be a possum outside her window.
What's a possum?
It's kind of like, sort of like a raccoon, but different. Genesis sees lights outside of her house, and David sees rocks. I know that the Redigers have a really nice rock wall outside their place. It's very cool. Cedar firewood is outside at the farm. Very nice. So I thought before we got started, I would ask you all if you have any favorite books that you like to read during the Christmas season. I like to pull out our Christmas books during the Christmas season, and there are a few here that I want to share with you before we get into the rest of our Wednesday night. But if you do have some fun books that you enjoy reading during Christmas, specifically Christmas related or winter related, leave a comment in the comment section so we can all kind of see what we're reading together and
I got one.
get inspired on new ones. So Amelia's going to hold up the first one. It is what? It is called Happy Winter, and it's by Karen Gundersheimer. It has really cute illustrations and a really fun story, and yeah, so that's a good one that we enjoy. Ava, can you hold up the next one? This one, can you read it to us?
This is the Family Christmas Tree book.
The Family Christmas Tree book, and it's by Tommy De Paula. He's a very popular author illustrator. I lost our comment section, which is what I'm working on right now. Oh, okay. Genesis loves your shirt, Ava.
Thank you.
All right, Amelia, hold up the next one. Next, we have the
Tum
Tum
Tum.
Tum. Now, this is kind of a folkloric character from the Scandinavian countries. It was adapted by Astrid Lindgren from a poem by Victor Rydberg. It's very fun. And then we
haven't
have
read it in a long
A new one that we just found recently is Richard Scarry's Best Christmas Book Ever, and it has a lot of fun little busy town stories. If you guys like busy town, you'll like this book. So, I'm glad to see that Clara has joined us. Hi, Clara!
Hi.
Hooray! All right, so now, yeah, that was just something I wanted to talk a little bit about, what we're doing with our Christmas stuff. Speaking of Christmas, do you sometimes feel a little like you have to have everything a certain way at Christmas? You got to do all the traditions, and your focus on Christmas ends up being a little bit too one way or the other. Well, anyway,
Like being too wild.
being too wild or being too like, oh, I have to have it this way, it has to be this way, and we
It
have to
has
do it
to be-
exactly right.
It has to be perfect.
Yes. Well, Turt has a similar problem, and so
Turt
we're
and
gonna turn things over to Turt and Bit and see what they are up to right now.
Turt and Bit, explain it.
Okay, presents. Gotta get these presents wrapped. Right away. Hurry it up. Presents. Under the tree. Everyone gets a present. Alright. Must finish decorating the tree. Must finish putting up the wreath. Finish up putting on all the decorations. Oops. Must pick out the perfect Christmas music. I need to finish writing and signing all of these Christmas cards. They're going to go all around the earth. And now to plan out the perfect Christmas feast. I can help Bit with that, I know. Alright. Make sure we have enough Christmas goodies for everyone.
Later that night.
Oh no! Christmas caramels! I forgot the Christmas caramels! No, we need the Christmas caramels! Nothing says Christmas unless there's Christmas caramels! Oh my goodness! No, Christmas caramels. Gotta get the pants. Gotta get the pants. Alright, gotta work this up. That part of it. Gotta get this food.
What is that banging sound I'm hearing coming down from downstairs? Oh my goodness. What's that noise? What's that noise? I don't know what's going on down there. I heard a bunch of noise coming from downstairs. What is that? Turt, is that you making all that noise? Turt, what's going on? What's going on, Turt? What are you up to?
I need to make Christmas caramels now!
Oh my goodness, Turt. It is so early in the morning. Why are you up so early trying to make caramels?
Because if we don't have caramels, then we don't have Christmas. No caramels, no Christmas!
Hey, Turt, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world if we don't get the caramels. Yeah, in fact, I bet caramels are probably pretty bad for critters like us to eat.
But it's Christmas!
And Christmas is a time to remember.
The Christmas caramels!
No, it's a time to remember.
Presents for all my friends!
No, it's a time to remember.
To send out the Christmas cards!
Turt! It's time for you to calm down now. Please, stop interrupting. Cool down. Deep breaths, Turt. Turt, Christmas is a time to remember Jesus' birth and celebrate the wonderful message that he brought to us. The message of peace to all people. The message of love to all people. The message of salvation to all people.
Christmas... wait, what? Huh?
Turt, your focus has gotten a little skewed. That happens sometimes, you know, during the Christmas season. We get all wrapped wrapped up in like gifts and traditions, and we forget to pause and give thanks for the reason that we celebrate Christmas in the first place.
Jesus' birth. Oh, man. You know, I did almost forget. Thanks for reminding me, you two.
Oh, of course. It's easy to get wrapped up in things. It's easy to get carried away. I get carried away all the time. But we need to remember where our focus should be at Christmas and not get too worked up over things like caramels and Christmas cards.
Oh, you're right. Thanks, guys. I think I'm gonna go back to bed for a few more minutes. I'm tired.
Yeah, Turt, that makes sense. It's like 3 in the morning. I'm gonna go back to sleep too. Good night, everyone. All right, so Turt was getting a little overwhelmed by having to do everything just right to make it perfect for Christmas that he forgot what Christmas is all about.
Christmas caramels? Seriously?
Christmas caramels. Turt was freaked out about that.
Yeah.
So that was Turt and Bit kind of working through, we do like to have our traditions at Christmas time, but the most important thing is to remember why we celebrate it in the first place, right?
Yeah.
And while the video is going on, I see that some of you contributed to our Christmas storybooks. The Polar Express, that's one that I have never read. And The Legend of the Candy Cane, I have read that one. I think that's about, I'm not even going to try and explain it, but I do remember what that one's about. Okay, so we can learn a little bit from Turt, Bit, and Billy. We can learn how important it is to not freak out over certain Christmas traditions and just enjoy where we're at and remember why we celebrate Christmas, which is Jesus' birth. Ava has one more thing she wants to share before we move on.
I have written a book, and it is called Laser Cats. Do 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 do.
One of these days we're going to have to make copies of it and send it out to you all.
I'm the copy person.
So I am assuming that you probably received a letter from me in the mail, and it was about the long journey that Mary and Joseph took. Now, we are moving our way to the book of Luke. Can either of you tell me where the book of Luke is? Old Testament or New Testament?
Old.
Amelia? Old Testament or New Testament? Book of Luke. New. It is in the book. It is in the New Testament. So this is the story of Jesus' birth, and we are going to Luke chapter 2, and it's in the very beginning of Luke chapter 2, verse 1, and we'll go a little bit. Now this is the beginning of Mary and Joseph's trip to Bethlehem. It says, in those days a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that a census was to be taken by all the inhabited earth. All were proceeding to register for the census, and everyone went to their own city. So, what we can learn about that is Joseph was not living in his own city. He was living somewhere else. So he had to travel to the city where he was born, right? So he was living in Nazareth, and he had to travel to Bethlehem for the census. Now, I did a little look into how far away Nazareth and Bethlehem were. I'm going to put up some maps. All right, this is a map of most of the world. The blue dot that you see is where we are living right now in Minnesota. The red dot that you see is Jerusalem. I just wanted to show you where we are compared to where all of this took place. All right, now we're getting a little bit closer to Jerusalem. Jerusalem is right above-ish Africa. So the big area that you see right there is Africa, and that little red dot is Jerusalem. We're getting a little closer. I'm zooming in on where we're going. All right, now you see that red dot. That is Jerusalem or Bethlehem. They're very close to each other. And you notice that Bethlehem and Egypt are not too far away from each other. Am I right? All right, now this is the very close up. You see the red dot is Bethlehem, and if you see the blues going all the way up, that up top is Nazareth. They are about 90 miles apart, which means that if you drove west from where I am in Minneapolis, you would get to Wilmer. That's about 90 miles away. Or if you went east from where we are in Minneapolis, you'd end up in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. But Mary and Joseph didn't have cars, did they? So it took them a lot longer to get where they were going.
Like 7 days.
Plus, Mary was very pregnant. So do you think that they were like power walking their way from Nazareth to Bethlehem? No, they were taking their time. They were making sure that Mary was as comfortable as she could be on such a bumpy trip. They probably took about 6 or 7 days to walk from Nazareth to Bethlehem.
That seems
So,
odd.
It was a very hard trip. Yep.
And how they got to
they got there safely, and
did they
but
get to sleep?
yeah, they stopped and slept along the way. They had to bring their food with them. They had to bring their water with them. They had to bring their clothes with them. I don't think that they, maybe they stopped at, maybe they knew people along the way where they could, stay. But it was quite a trip. Something that we cannot imagine. So, next time you're driving around, you can think, wow, it's so much easier for us to travel nowadays, isn't it? So, that is the story that we talked about today, and that is found in Luke chapter 2, starting with verse 1. And now I feel like it might be time to get up and move a little bit. We're going to sing our Get Up and Move song. We're also going to sing Away in the Manger, and we're going to sing our Jingle Bells song again like we did last week. So, let's do that. Ladies, can I have some help? I'm going to move some things around. So we'll start with our Get Up and Move song, and then we'll move on to our other ones. And I included the words like I did last week. All right.
I created a drawing for my grandma Eva because she's going to visit us.
All right, let's get up and move a little bit. All right. I'm thinking of a different song. It's time to get up and move. Get out of your chair. Bring your arms up high and wave them to the sky. Then you bend down low and touch your toes. Come on, everybody. Come on and move your body. Now wiggle like a fish. Swimming, swimming, swimming through the water. Now hop like a frog and make sure you're hopping really high. Now spin around and jump up, up and down, up and down. All right, now I'm going to skip things over to our words. We're going to sing Away in the Manger first. Now, I don't know if you have any actions you can do along with it, but sing along and do actions. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Sing that again. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. And now let's do our Jingle Bells song again. So Ava, if you can be on scene duty. All right. Jingle bells, Jesus born today. Clap your hands, shout for joy, a day to celebrate. For God so loved the world, he gave his only Son, that who believes in him will have eternal life. God did not send Jesus
world to die. But through him the world would be saved. Oh, jingle bells, Jesus born today. Clap your hands, shout for joy, a day to celebrate. One more time. Jingle bells, Jesus born today. Clap your hands, shout for joy, a day to celebrate. For God so loved the world, He gave His only Son, and who believes in Him shall have eternal life. God did not send Jesus into the world to die, but through Him the world will be saved. Oh, jingle bells, Jesus born today. Clap your hands, shout for joy, a day to celebrate.
Awesome. Thank you, Ava, for being on scene duty. And go all the way back up to webcam. That's our technical talk. That was awesome. Thank you for joining us in our little Christmas hymn sing-along. I really like that Jingle Bells song. Those are fun. And Away in the Manger is always a good one to sing around this time of year. And if you don't sing it around this time of year, well, you're kind of missing the opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you, Ava.
Look
All
at
right.
this.
Look at that. Let's see it. Woo! Very nice. So, we do not have our Zoom Kids Get Together tomorrow, but we will have it again next week. So, we'll look forward to that, and I'll be happy about that. But I think that we got everything under control.
Yep.
So let's see. We talked about not getting too worked up about traditions and Christmas, but enjoying it for what it is and remembering why we celebrate. Yep. We learned about the very hard and long trip it took Mary and Joseph to walk from Nazareth to Bethlehem. Who remembers how many miles it took to get from one place to the other?
90.
90, yes. By car, that's not a big deal. On foot, with a pregnant woman and a donkey, that is a lot of work, yes. And then we sang some good Christmas hymns. We shared some great Christmas storybooks that we liked, and I thank you so much for including your favorites in the comments section. And yeah, what a good time we all had. So, I want to thank you for joining us today, and I'm going to say a quick word of prayer before we sing our With You song and call it a night. So, yes, I hope the maps helped you visualize where things were and how far away Bethlehem is from Minnesota. It's kind of cool to see that world map, right? All right, so we're going to say a quick word of prayer before we finish things off. Dear Lord, thank you so much that we could have this time together where we can sing and learn together and celebrate Christmas and enjoy the traditions of this time of year. Help us to live every moment. And I think that's an awesome thing to think of because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but we can be very happy about where we are right now. So help us to think about that in our daily schedules, in our daily lives. Help us to be thankful for just the opportunity that we have to be here now. I pray that all the traditions that we enjoy this time of year will be enjoyed by all of us. Help us to stay connected with each other. Help us to call on you for any of our concerns and our stresses. Thank you so much for the friends and family you put in our lives that we can also talk to and share our joys and concerns with. And all God's children said, Amen. All right, so let's sing our With You song. And I know that there are probably some clouds in the sky. And does anyone know where frogs go in the wintertime when it's freezing cold?
They dig in the mud and then bury themselves so they can stay warm.
Yep, they bury themselves in mud and it's kind of like hibernating for them. But we'll just say that they're jumping since the song is fun.
Or you can say that they're sleeping.
There you go.
The clouds are in the sky, but they are not as high as I am. The frogs, they hop and hop, and they never stop like me. It's so good to be alive. It's so good to be alive with you. One more time. The clouds are in the sky, but they are not as high as I am. The frogs, they hop and hop, and they never stop like me. I think of all the things I've done and all the things to do. It's so good to be alive. It's so good to be alive with you. Thank you for joining us tonight. I had a lot of fun with you all. Thank you for sharing your favorite Christmas stories. Thank you for commenting and talking. I always love hearing from you guys. Until we see each other next week, peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye. I wish you a happy day. A happy day.
By dinner time.
Until we end stream. Peace.
Bye. Bye. Bye.